Good morning and welcome to this fifth Sunday of Lent. Today we're going to be looking at our next R, which is Resurrected into New Life. And during this morning's Gospel we're going to hear a rather long explanation of the story of Lazarus. Through this story of Lazarus, the Bible delivers a powerful message to the world. Christ Jesus has power over death, and those who believe in him will also receive the resurrection of life. The miracle of Lazarus' resurrection represents Jesus showing his lordship over life and death, that Jesus is more powerful than death. It prefigures his own resurrection in the coming days as we approach Easter. In the story of Lazarus, Jesus speaks of one of the most powerful messages ever. Whoever believes in Jesus Christ receives spiritual life that even physical death can never take away. As a result of this incredible miracle of raising of Lazarus from the dead, many people believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and they began to put their trust and faith in Jesus. Through it, Jesus showed the disciples and the world that he had power over death. It's absolutely essential to our faith as Christians that we believe in the resurrection of the dead. It's the most central thing that we believe in. Jesus waited to travel to Bethany because he already knew that Lazarus would be dead when he got there, and he knew that he would perform an amazing miracle there, all for the glory of God. Remember last week we talked about the man who was born blind and how Jesus said that his glory would be shown through this sickness. Well, this week we see how the greater glory, the glory of everlasting life, is revealed to us. Many times we wait for the Lord in the midst of a terrible situation, perhaps like our present worldwide crisis that we find ourselves in, and we wonder, why does he not respond more quickly? Often God allows our situation to go from bad to worse because he is planning something more powerful and more wonderful. He has a purpose for us that will bring us to a greater glory from God. The story of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead is the turning point in St John's Gospel. Not only is this miracle the last of the signs emphasised by John, it's also the climax of Jesus' public ministry. We can only imagine the surprise, maybe even the consternation of those who heard Jesus say those words. Martha believed Jesus' words, and a short time later we were all able to see the truth of Jesus' words when, at his command, Lazarus, who had already been in the tomb for 4 days, came forth alive. The truth of Jesus' proclamation is that he is the resurrection and the life, and it will become even more apparent on Easter Sunday in his own resurrection, his final victory over evil and death. Christ gives us a trustworthy hope of life beyond death. We express this faith in the resurrection in a beautiful prayer that we find in the Roman Missal as part of the preface at funeral masses. Lord, for your faithful people, life is changed, not ended. When the body of our earthly dwelling lies in death, we gain an everlasting dwelling place in heaven. It means that we live as a people of hope and that we spread hope to others, something in these days we need so much of. St Peter wrote, "Always be ready to give an explanation to anyone who asks for your reason for your hope." A closing thought might be that Lazarus was unbound when he emerged from the tomb. It might cause us to think, how are we tied up right now? Who is the only one who can untie us? In our present fears and uncertainties, it's only by remaining in the freedom of the boat with Jesus and rowing together, as Pope Francis told us earlier this week, that we will survive this present crisis. Thank you.